Leaving this world is tough enough, but some stars weren't about to go empty-handed. From sentimental keepsakes to downright what were they thinking moments, today we're opening the vault on celebrities and the surprising things they chose to take with them straight into the afterlife. Buckle up, it's about to get wonderfully weird. Tiny Tim was an American singer who died in 1996 at age 64. Tiny Tim was laid to rest with his beloved ukulele, and of course, a bunch of tulips. Tiptoe through the tulips, forever. Frank Sinatra was an American singer and actor who died in 1998 at age 82. Oh, Blue Eyes knew how to make an exit. He was buried with a bottle of Jack Daniels, a pack of Camel cigarettes, a Zippo lighter, and a handful of dimes, just in case he needed to use a payphone. Because when you're Sinatra, even the afterlife might need a quick call to room service. Roald Dahl was a British author who died in 1990 at age 74. Author Roald Dahl clearly planned for a busy afterlife. In his coffin, a bottle of Burgundy wine, chocolates, pool cues, pencils, and, wait for it, a power saw. What exactly was he planning up there? A literary-themed woodworking shop? Andy Warhol was an American artist who died in 1987 at age 58. Pop art legend Andy Warhol took style to the grave, literally. He was buried with a bottle of Estee Lauder perfume, fitting for a man who once admitted he loved snooping through other people's bathrooms just to smell their fragrances. William S. Burroughs was an American writer who died in 1997 at age 83. Beat Generation icon William S. Burroughs wasn't about to go quietly. He packed a loaded .38 revolver, a sword cane, a fedora, a pen, and a joint. Standard afterlife survival kit, really. Humphrey Bogart was an American actor who died in 1957 at age 57. Casablanca's cool cat Humphrey Bogart was cremated with a tiny gold whistle, a gift to his wife, Lauren Bacall. It was engraved with their inside joke, "You know how to whistle, don't you?" Now that's eternal romance, Hollywood style. Tony Curtis was an American actor who died in 2010 at age 85. Tony Curtis didn't travel light. Inside his coffin, a Stetson hat, an iPhone, driving gloves, his grandson's baby shoes, his dog's ashes, and a copy of Antony in Verse, the novel that inspired his stage name. Basically, Tony packed like he was going on a weekend getaway. Bob Marley was a Jamaican singer who died in 1981 at age 36. The reggae legend kept it real even in death. Bob Marley was buried with his beloved Red Gibson Les Paul guitar, a Bible, and, naturally, some marijuana. One love, one final puff. Harry Houdini was an American magician who died in 1926 at age 52. Escape artist Harry Houdini was buried with letters from his mother, tucked inside the same coffin he once used for underwater stunts. You know, just in case he decided to pull the greatest escape of all. Miles Davis was an American musician who died in 1991 at age 65. Jazz genius Miles Davis supposedly took his treasured instruments with him, because even in the great beyond, you gotta keep the music cool. Wild Bill Hickok was an American lawman who died in 1876 at age 39. Legendary gunslinger Wild Bill Hickok was laid to rest, quite fittingly, with his rifle in hand. Just in case the afterlife got a little rowdy. John F. Kennedy was the 35th President of the United States who died in 1963 at age 46. JFK, a man of many passions, was buried with scrimshaw art, love letters from Jackie and the kids, and gold cufflinks. Because even in eternity, Camelot needed its king. George Burns was an American comedian who died in 1996 at age 100. Comedian George Burns wouldn't be caught dead, literally, without a cigar. In fact, he was buried with 3 of them. Always good to have backups. George H.W. Bush was an American president who died in 2018 at age 94. The 41st president was famous for his statement socks, so of course, he was buried wearing a colorful pair that honored his service in World War II. Because when you're Bush, even your feet salute. Elizabeth Taylor was an American actress who died in 2011 at age 79. Hollywood's ultimate romantic, Elizabeth Taylor, was buried with a love letter from Richard Burton, a man she married not once, but twice. Some love stories are just too dramatic not to take with you. Alexander McQueen was a British fashion designer who died in 2010 at age 40. Fashion legend Alexander McQueen was buried with a ring containing a lock of his mentor's hair, a poignant, haunting symbol of love and loyalty stitched right into his final farewell. Elvis Presley was an American singer who died in 1977 at age 42. The king of rock and roll was buried in a 900-pound copper coffin, wearing a white suit and his famous TCB ring. Taking care of business, even 6 feet under. Ernie Kovacs was an American comedian who died in 1962 at age 42. TV pioneer Ernie Kovacs reportedly died while trying to light a cigar, so fittingly, he was buried with one. Comedy till the end, folks. Ronnie Van Zant was an American singer who died in 1977 at age 29. Lynyrd Skynyrd's frontman was laid to rest with his fishing gear and signature black hat. Because whether it's heaven or a quiet lake, Ronnie came prepared. Bela Lugosi was a Hungarian-American actor who died in 1956 at age 73. Bela Lugosi, forever Dracula, was buried wearing his iconic Dracula cape. The ultimate typecasting. Leonard Bernstein was an American composer and conductor who died in 1990 at age 72. Music maestro Leonard Bernstein was buried with a conductor's baton, a good luck coin, and a Mahler symphony score. Because even in the beyond, he was still leading the orchestra. David Brenner was an American comedian who died in 2014 at age 78. David Brenner made sure he had $100 in small bills in his coffin, you know, just in case tipping is mandatory in the afterlife. Sandra West was an American socialite who died in 1977 at age 37. Sandra West wasn't going to walk into the afterlife, she was buried inside her favorite Ferrari, reclined seat and all. Diva Moves, Eternal Edition. Dan Musial was an American baseball player who died in 2013 at age 92. Baseball Hall of Famer Stan Musial skipped the bat and ball, he chose to be buried with a harmonica. Probably planning to start the world's chillest afterlife jam band. Harlan Sanders was an American entrepreneur who died in 1980 at age 90. Colonel Sanders, founder of KFC, was buried in his signature white double-breasted suit. Finger lickin' sharp. Arch West was an American businessman who died in 2011 at age 97. Doritos creator Arch West was sent off with his signature snack, literally. His family sprinkled Doritos into his grave. Nacho average goodbye. So next time you're packing for a big trip, just remember, some journeys are one way only. And judging by these stars, a little personal flair never hurts, even in the afterlife. If you enjoyed this stroll through the world's most unforgettable farewells, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.